Welcome back to Resident Evil 4 VR. Last time, Leon and Ashley were reunited after Ashley's big dark hallway adventure, guest starring Suits of Armor. We're going to load a save, but not the last save that I have here, because technical issues have struck once again. So, I do have to redo Chapter 4.1. We're going to be starting from Ashley on right here. Yeah, let's get going. Hold on, Ashley. Gotta take this.
Oh, what a touch.
This guy, right?
We have here.
All spoiled thanks to your interruption. Why don't you do us all a favor and leave before the audience gets pissed off?
You're nothing but an extra in my script, so don't get too carried away. Your biggest scene is over.
I don't ever remember being a part of your crappy script.
Well then, why don't you show me what a first-class script is like through your own actions?
Salazar thinks he's in control. He thinks he's writing the script, but, a little bit shorter this time. My height in relation to Ashley does seem to be inconsistent. Sometimes I'm taller than her, sometimes shorter. It's just some, I mean, I guess it's probably something that comes up in many VR games. It's just not something that I usually notice. I'm only noticing when Ashley is standing here. But speaking of Ashley standing here, I guess we should fill her in on what's been going on, because we got separated a few levels back. So Leon's been going through the castle, and yes, he met Ada. Ada is this femme fatale spy who Leon has a thing for, who always wears a red dress, no matter how inappropriate it might be. That's kind of her thing. It's kind of her trademark. Also, her trademark is she's very mysterious. You don't know if she's on the good guys' side or the bad guys, and that's kind of her whole thing. There's a lot of mystique about Ada. Maybe that's part of her appeal. Maybe that's why Leon just can't stop thinking about her. That might be the case. So she's here. Maybe she'll be around to help us at some point. Who can say? Also, Leon went through a hedge maze and fought some wolves, and they were very frightening. Also, yes, we met some insects. Giant, man-sized insects, actually, called the Navistadors. They're very frightening. They have camouflage. They can do this. Just like that, Ashley. You can turn invisible. You don't know where they're coming from because they're invisible. But you can hear them. You can hear their footprints. They go like... as they crawl along the floor. You can hear those, and so you know they're there even if you can't see them. So they're like, hold on. Even if you can't see them, they're gonna be like, hold on. It's kind of like that, Ashley. It's kind of like that. You can hear them moving around. They're like that, Ashley. They're like that, exactly. Let's just make sure my microphone is in place, Ashley. So that's what the Navistadors are like. You won't know if they're coming until it's too late. Well, maybe we'll meet them later. Something else did happen, Ashley. Over here. Very sad news, Ashley. Yoink. Look at what they did to Lewis. Look at what they did to him. Ashley. Look at, this direction. Look at what they did to him. Sadler just came in here, and like a thing came out from under his robe and like impaled Lewis, just like out from under his robe. I don't know what it was, Ashley. I don't know what part of the body that was. I think it would have been rude to ask what exactly that big tentacle that came out of his robe was. But it pierced him. You can see the wound. You see that in the chest? Stuck him right through the back, and he's like, Leon, I got it. But then, like that. Exactly like that, Ashley. Ashley, do you want to say any words to pay our final respects to Lewis? What's that, Ashley? You dare me to lick the wound? Ashley, that's disrespectful. But let it not be said that Leon S. Kennedy is too scared for a dare. No one's going to say that about Leon S. Kennedy. All right, let's get down here. Tasty. It's real tasty. See? Told you I'd do it. Told you. We can't actually bury him. I mean, there's no place to put him. We have to go on, Ashley. We can't stay here. But before we make progress that way, let's go back for a bit. Because there is a reason to backtrack. Oh, see? Hey. Told you I'd find her. Oh, Ashley. Speaking of the merchant, bought some new weapons. What do I got right now? Yeah, that's the one we should show Ashley our new weapon. Look at this. Look at this mine thrower. See, usually the guns I've been using have been firing bullets. This one fires mines, Ashley, and like they stick on the walls into dudes, and then it explodes them. And it's like 1 minute they're like living people. The next minute, Ashley, they're like red mulch. Just like 1 second from the next. It's amazing. It's amazing how fast a weapon like this can actually disintegrate someone. Ashley, you do not need to worry. You know Leon is well trained with these kinds of special weapons. There's absolutely no reason to be concerned. Can you believe how concerned she... Capitalism, Ashley. He's killed by his own supplies. No regulations here. That's what killed him, Cashley. That's what killed him, Ashley. Capitalism. Cashley is probably what she goes by online. Like cash, and then the S is a $sign. She posts constant pictures of her work. Oh, hold on, Ashley. See, Ashley, that's how it's supposed to go. That's what they're supposed to do with that. See, Ashley, there's something to be said about blowing someone up with a mine thrower. Like this is an old way of doing it, and it's really barbaric. You just keep hacking and hacking until someone dies. And you know, some say there is value in having to kill people using those methods because it really gives you the perspective of what it really means to kill someone instead of having a very easy way of doing it. You know, if you can kill someone very quickly and easy with high technology, like it kind of makes it a lot easier to kill, and then you become more indiscriminate about the people you kill and how many. There's something to be said about that, Ashley. I'm not the one to say it. I'm just here to rescue you. Here's a painting, Ashley. You used to have like a wine bottle in there, but I shot it with my gun and that opened a door. That's how it works, Ashley. That's how it works. Oh, I didn't get this when I was here the first time. This is magnum ammo, ballistics ammunition, 45 center fire pistol. Keep out of reach of children. I would hope that you would do that, yeah. Oh, hold on. Ballistics, Ashley. Leon had a cut line of dialogue at one point, but I think he was saying that you're supposed to have this. No? Oh, okay. I'll take it. Actually, it would be useful if Ashley could use a gun, though.
Idea's done.
Oh, that guy over there is still up. Now, I've mentioned previously, Ashley, that there's not much reason in this game to ever actually backtrack, unlike most Resident Evil games, or the Resident Evil games that came before this one. But here is a part where we do actually backtrack for something beneficial. You don't have to do this. You could completely miss this. Alright, this door, Ashley, is locked on this side. The reason it is because Leon was here earlier on when Ashley had been captured. But now that Ashley's here, we can go back to this room over here. This room is locked, and Leon did note that there's a big open window up there. Won't open. Locked from the other side. With a little help from another person, I just might be able to get in from up there. That up there. Piggyback. Here we go. So now that Ashley's with us, we could shove her up in that window. And in we go. So now we can plumb the treasures within. Like these gold bars. And this red herb. And ooh, elegant perfume bottle. Psst, 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 psst. But the main thing right here, new gun. Oh, inventory is full. That won't do, Ashley. I'm gonna have to free something up. Because we definitely want that. Let's see, I can combine green and red herbs there. Let's see. Let's get rid of the rifle ammo. Just to free up the space. Let's see, do I have enough space to get this in here? Yeah. There we go. The broken butterfly, Ashley. So this is a magnum. We just got some ammo for it. A very powerful 45 magnum revolver. This will make anyone's day. Let's have a look at it. There we go. So being that it's the magnum, like we don't want to just use it on any enemies, Ashley. We want to save that for when it's really needed. Alright, so that is what we wanted to come back here for. Wanted to get that magnum. We could buy it from the merchant, but we get that free one, so of course we're going to take the free one. And we will, I believe, start getting magnum ammo now. Never that much of it, really. Oh, I guess Ashley stayed there. I guess she... Yeah, okay.
Follow me.
So hole down there. Really should fix that. It's very dangerous. I can hear her coming. Hey. Alright. Now let's go back. He needs to be more careful with his goods, Ashley. Personal responsibility. That's what Leon S. Kennedy believes in. Alright, now that we've done that, we've gotten the magnum, now let's go forward. So, Leon would not go this way last time because he had to save Ashley, but now, where are we going to go? It's going to be to the transport cart. And here is, kind of a strange part of the castle. It's the part of the castle where they have a big lava room. The room's filled with lava. I mean, I think probably most castles do have that.
Wait here.
Alright, Ashley. Back in a minute. And of course, we have the giant gear wheel vehicle to take us across the lava. And I would say this is probably... This might be the strangest room in the game, if you're just thinking about why it's here. I mean, that's saying something. But if I'm thinking about, oh, in this castle they have this entire room that's filled with lava. They have, like, these stone dragons hanging from the ceiling. And the stone dragons, they get activated, they move around. And you destroy them, you get prizes. You get treasures for doing that. Now you can take them down by killing the operator, or shoot the chains. There we go. If you wanted to do it far away enough that they couldn't reach you. Because they do breathe fire, those stone dragons. Now, I can only assume this must be some sort of sacrificial chamber, because here we have some chains and manacles at the ends of the chains, so maybe someone would, like, stand here and would be, like, chained up, and then would get, like, breathed on, like the fire would breathe on them. Maybe that's what this is. What is the purpose of that ritual? Well, who can say? Hello. Illuminatos pendant. We will take it. Alright, there was one more that was in the way, but it's not in the way anymore. Maybe I should be using the TMP a little bit more. Gotta just distribute the amount of ammo that I'm using as I go on. Okay, protecting this one treasure chest. What's inside? Well, it's the third and final of the animal ornaments, the lion ornament. What that means is that we can now go back to that locked door, back near the beginning of the castle where we first met Salazar, and finally open that up. You remember that, right? Salazar first talked to us, we tried to advance in the castle, like this big wall came up, and then there were indentations in the wall, and we needed to find animal crests to open it, as this is a Resident Evil game. Well, we now have all of those crests. Not much happened in there, Ashley. It was just a bunch of lava. And here is the transport cart that the room was named after. So, let's get on board. Turns out that this castle has all of the amenities? Amenities, yes. It has its own light rail system, so if you want to get to further parts of the castle, don't have to necessarily walk there. I mean, Salazar was right when he said it's a magnificent architecture. Not texture. But there are textures, actually. There are many textures. This one on the floor is reflective. Actually. Let's go back to the Grand Hall. We unlocked the door. Because it was locked, because we did try to open this from the other side a while back. Because we're back here. We're back in the Grand Hall. That's where Salazar first talked to us, and then this wall came up. And now, a beautiful decoration, but something's missing. So the first piece Leon got from a treasure chest in a room with a bunch of dudes. It was the room that had like a couple of people with rocket launchers, I believe. I mean, Ashley wasn't there for that. She had been kidnapped. The second part you got, Ashley. You got it from the treasure chest in the dark hallway with the suits of armor. Still not complete. The third part Leon got right now from the lava room. Alright. That's now come down, and we can now continue to try to follow Salazar. See where he went. Oh, inventory is full. Let's see. Need to reload? Well, maybe we could free up some space that way. Yeah, let's get the mine launcher out. There we go. We haven't seen many of the normal hand grenades, Ashley. I've used them all up. Got plenty of incendiaries and flash grenades, though. Right, this is where Salazar first talked to us. Like, we came into the castle, and then Salazar was all, "Welcome, my brethren!" And then Leon was all, "No thanks, bro!" It was very cool. There was a stone up there that I guess I shot it down before, but I guess if I hadn't, once we come up here, it would be obvious that there was a stone on the wall to shoot down. Alright, let's continue on. To another transport cart. There's more than one. You know, when we look at these carts, you imagine Salazar uses this for transportation, and I would assume his two big bodyguards would go with him, Ashley. But would they really fit in here? Like, I can see Salazar sitting on one end and one of the bodyguards sitting on the other. But would they have to cram in together to all fit in there, or would one of them have to sit on the floor? I'm just not seeing that there's enough room in this cart for all three of them, Ashley. Don't think there's anything else in here. Doesn't seem so. You can see in the background, you can see other parts of the castle. It is very large. All right, let's get on. Let's see where this takes us. Some more artwork that Salazar does like to show off. But look at the size of these suits of armor, Ashley. They're way too big for anyone to actually wear. Who would wear them? Well, maybe Salazar's bodyguards can wear them. They seem large enough that they could fit in those armors. Then again, we have seen that there are suits of armors that don't need anyone to wear them, walking around. To the corridor of royalty. Alright, so we have multiple ways we could go, Ashley. Corridor to the right, the center, the left. There's also a door over there. Right now we could just appreciate the fine art. But I wonder how many people... Well, you've seen this guy before. I wonder how many people Salazar would actually be showing this off to. Like, does anyone ever actually visit this castle? Does Salazar have guests that he entertains? Let's try going into this door. Well, you see, there's our friend. He's doing fine. He's always doing fine. There's another shooting gallery, if we wanted to do that.
Welcome. Got some rare things on sale, stranger. What are you buying?
Is there anything I want to tune up at the moment? Well, that has no ammo in it, so sure. Let's go with
Is that all, stranger?
let's go with a capacity upgrade on the Red 9.
Thank you.
Since now it'll have, yeah, it'll be fully loaded. Everything else has ammo in it, though. But I can get a firepower upgrade, max out the firepower on the TMP.
Thank you.
What about the broken butterfly? What we got? Okay, increase its firepower, and again, sure. That's 55,000, no problem for us.
Thank you.
We do want that magnum to be as powerful as possible when we finally do shoot someone with it. Should sell that rifle ammo up there.
What are you selling?
Let's put that on the table.
Is that all, stranger?
Might as well be.
Thank you.
And he doesn't have anything new under buy, so
Come back anytime.
we will. Alright. So we have 3 directions we could go, Ashley. Let's try going down the center way. More pieces of artwork for us to enjoy. This guy getting a lot of representation in Salazar's art gallery. I remember when this game first came out, the curtains waving in the breeze was very impressive. That looked very good. Let's get more breeze in here. There we go. Ah, a green gem, Ashley. This means... Let's go to our treasures. There's our elegant mask. We have 2. Yes, this one has 2 gems in it already. But we did not have the third. We did not have the green gem. Well, here it is. There we go. This is a completed mask. It is extremely elegant. It has all 3 gems in it. This lamp still needs 1 blue eye. Alright, we completed a mask, Ashley. We did 1, so that's good. But speaking of treasures, a toast to our Royal Majesty. There's treasures that we don't have, Ashley. We need to make a toast. No, actually, I think I know what we need to do. Give the Queen the low 5. No. Didn't work, Ashley. Didn't work. Yeah, we have to give a toast to the Majesties, but we don't have something that's able to do that. Well, we can just give them some fresh air, though, is what we can do. Alright, we're going to have to find items that we could use to give a toast to the Majesties, and then come back. So, 2 more ways we can go. Let's go down this corridor. Inventory's full. Let's see. Anything else that we can do to shrink things down a little? Yeah, it is certainly jam-packed in here at the moment. Have a couple of green and reds. Might as well put that in the consumable slot. Yeah, maybe we'll just, well, If given the choice between a green and a yellow, we should take the yellow, but leave that there for the time being. We'll see if we end up using any items before we leave this area, and if we do, we'll come take that. What we can take right now, Ashley, is this note. It says sample retrieved. As you may have heard, Louis Serra has been disposed of by Lord Sadler. The sample is back where it belongs. I had hoped that the whole matter could be resolved without troubling the Lord. However, as long as the sample is safe, we can all rejoice, for our time is nearly at hand. Now that the sample is back in our safe hands, it'll be a bit more difficult for that troublesome woman to get it. In light of all this, it's unfortunate that Sarah had to go. Like us, he would have had a bright future if only he had shown more faith in our beliefs. As for the other two Americans, the Lord has left the matter in our hands. We must not disappoint the Lord. We shall capture Ashley and take her to the Lord and dispose of the American agent. Okay, so Lewis's mission was to get the sample, whatever that is, and apparently Ada's mission is to get the sample from Lewis. So there's been a kink thrown into her plans. Ashley, one of these suits of armor looks a little different than the others. Well, here's a large, ominous-looking room. We'll have Ashley stay here.
Wait!
Let's go around and pick up some items. Of course, we don't have room for that. But there is something in the center of the room that's interesting. It's a goblet with... It's like clipping. There's like a big spike coming up out the middle of it. That doesn't seem quite right. Like, how would you even remove that if that's the case? Well, regardless, what we're going to do... I think what we want to do is equip a shotgun and equip flash grenades for this. Okay. Let's take it. May the wrath of evil befall the one who disturbs this holy grail. Okay, time to deal with some evil wrath. Yep, there's a third one right there. Got me from behind. Well, not surprising. Not surprising. They're full of parasites. Alright, they're all exposed. Let's get out a flash grenade. But we're not quite done yet. And these guys have got the nastiest kind of parasite in them. They got the one that can chomp your head. Yeah, see, like that? He went for it. That guy went for it. Still not enough room for that. I did take a little damage. Let me give him a green herb. There we go. But if I pick up a green herb now, I will not be able to pick up the yellow herb a bit when we go back to that one room. Maybe I'll just leave the green herb here. The yellow herb would be more valuable. And the room is also harder if Ashley walks in there with you. I mean, she could take damage too. But we got an item. We got the King's Grail. Can't leave Ashley. Oh, that's right.
Follow me.
That's right. I told her to stay there. We got the King's Grail, which is one of the items we need to make a toast to the Majesties. Alright. Let's get that. And then we can combine that with that. There we go. Alright, one more path we can take to the weapon exhibit. It won't open. 4 knights shall clear the path. But wait, there's only 2 knight statues in here, Ashley. And there are pressure plates that we can stand on, but there are 4 of them, and only 2 of us. What could the solution be? Many weapons adorn the walls. Of course, we cannot take them. Well, the solution, of course, is Ashley is standing on one right now. The solution is a very Resident Evil style solution. The puzzle of pushing statues onto pressure plates is kind of a classic one. There was like a puzzle in Resident Evil 1 where you had to push statues onto vents so you would not be killed by gas. There's a puzzle in Resident Evil 2 where you pushed statues onto pressure plates to make another statue let go of a red gem. This time, we put 2 statues on 2 plates, and then the 2 of us stand on the other 2 plates. There we go. All right.
Follow me.
You know, the command to bring up the radial menu is very similar to grabbing the knife if my hand is like right there. So sometimes when I intend to give Ashley a command, I end up pulling the knife out by accident, and it seems like more threatening than it's meant to. It's really not meant to be that threatening. Anyway.
I think you've lived long enough. Let's see if you can survive this time.
Oh no, the ceiling's coming down. I'm gonna get that bastard, I swear. Alright, there's nothing we can do, Ashley. This door is closed too.
Ceiling.
Yeah, you're right, Ashley, the ceiling. Why didn't I look at that? It stopped, and the door opens. Also, there are some bullets here. You know, just in case, Ashley. It's unlikely, but there's the possibility someone could have come in here with no ammo at all. So the developers left this here so you would have the means of escaping. You know, thinking ahead. Thinking ahead, Ashley. Alright, let's go follow him. This hallway has bloodstains on the floor, Ashley. What could that be from? Probably nothing important.
¡Mátalo! No dejas que escape de la isla vivo.
Oh no! They're coming to crush her. Which, I mean, that's not the plan. The plan is to kill Leon, get Ashley, and send her back, so I don't think these guys are really doing what they're supposed to be doing here. Come on. That door was tied to those guys' vital signs, I suppose. So since they're dead, the door opened up. I don't think Salazar would have been happy about that. Then again, maybe Salazar gave the command to do that. Maybe Salazar is just like, you know what? Okay. these two are a threat, and we need to handle them. And yeah, I know Sadler's going to be upset about the girl dying, but maybe it's a worthwhile loss at this point. Ooh, elegant chessboard. Maybe Salazar's like, yeah, we really don't need to, do the whole plan with the American president and all that. Maybe it's just fine. Just, whoop. I hit something. I hit the wall as I was opening that. So I let go of what was in my hand. So what was in my hand, Ashley? That was the Queen's Grail. We found the second of the Grails. So now we can go back to the statues and open that door. Back to the corridor of royalty we go. Before we do that, take a little detour in here.
Welcome. Got a selection of good things on. What are you selling?
What am I selling? Well, we got this rifle ammo, but
Is that all, stranger?
It's not all, not by a long shot. The main thing I wanted to show you was this completed mask. What would you pay for this beautiful mask with 3 gems in it?
I'll buy it at a high price.
He likes it. And what about this hourglass with gold decor? He has nothing to say about it, but he'll buy it. Some blue velvet. Nothing special. We've seen these. Ooh, this elegant perfume bottle. There we go. What about some spinels? Put that there. A beautiful gold bangle. And an Illuminatos pendant. I might just want to sell this. I don't remember if there are still any more gems that we could find. I'll put it down. Well, maybe I'm out of room to put it down. It seems like I'm out of room. Okay, that's fine. What would you pay for all of this? I did not even put down the chessboard. He would pay $99,450.
Thank you.
I guess we'll put these down as well.
Is that all, stranger? I'll buy it at a high price. Thank you.
You're so pregnant with money at this time.
What are you buying?
Let's see. Only 4 bullets left in the red 9, 2 in the shotgun, 6, 10, 6. You know what? It's not completely empty, but why don't we give it another capacity upgrade?
Thank you.
Why not? Now it's got 15. I guess that's fine.
Come back anytime.
All right. Well, the main reason I wanted to come in here is because I'm not sure how much time has passed by this point, but I feel like enough time has passed that I should make a safety save, just in case if I'm getting to the point where the recording might hit that 4 gig limit and thus become a useless lump of a file. So we're saving here in the Hall of Royalty. And I'm just going to turn off the recording and restart it. And I'll be seeing, well, you'll be seeing me in a second, but I'll be seeing you in a minute. Let's do that now. Okay. Stopped the recording and restarted it. There you are. Okay. I think we're doing good, Ashley. I think we're doing good. Hopefully the recording works this time. Let's cross our fingers. I can't cross my fingers, Ashley. Well, technically, I'm crossing my fingers now. It's like that's the best I can do. All right, there's one more way we can go down, Ashley. This way. We can use the grails to unlock that door. But Ashley, wait, see this business? They're waiting for us, Ashley. They were not there before. They are now. They know we're coming. They know we're going to unlock that door. Now, there are easy ways that we could deal with this, Ashley. But you know what? The easy way, not always the coolest way. And sometimes you just have to do things the coolest way. Give me a second. Let me put incendiaries there, and TMP there, and red dye, yeah. Ashley, you ever watch any John Woo movies? There's this thing that he likes to do in his movies where someone will be shooting a gun from like a prone position. Maybe they've been shot and they're lying down on the ground. Maybe they're jumping through a window and diving. Maybe they're like diving to the side. Or maybe they're like sliding down a banister going bang, bang, bang. It's like a thing that he does. And I always thought this looked cool, but I was never really sure why it looked cool. And I'm thinking that maybe it's because being on your back is like a sign of vulnerability. Well, I mean, that's not exactly what I mean, but it's a sign of vulnerability. It's not a sign of power. But the gun, of course, holding that and pointing it is a sign of power. So it's like you're in a desperate situation, you're on your back, you're vulnerable, but you're pointing the gun and shooting it in like a desperate move. It's something like that. And look, I'm not a film critic, Ashley. I'm not a film critic. I couldn't tell you why it's cool. I could just tell you that it is. And that's why I'm thinking that I'm going to do something that maybe is not the smartest thing, Ashley, but it might be very cool. Let me know how cool I look. Just gonna... Hold on. I'm just gonna... No, you don't have to get down. I'm going to be getting down. Here we go. Ashley, I've gotten down. Okay. Just, my microphone is in position. Wish me luck, Ashley. Watch out, Ashley. Watch out. Oh, out of ammo. Hold on, Ashley. Hold on, Ashley. Give me a sec, Ashley. Give me a sec. You might want to get out of the fire, Ashley. Hold on. Like, we're both lying down, and we're, like, fighting on the floor. It's actually kind of cool, I think. You want to get down here? No, he's dead. Okay, he's dead. All right. Ashley. Sorry. Did I look cool? You could tell me if I didn't. My feelings won't be hurt. You know, Ashley, if you would hold a gun, like, hold on. If you would hold a gun, you could, like, aim it at me, and I could aim a gun at you, and we could, like, recreate the cover from Reservoir Dogs? No? Okay. Look, Ashley, I know the mission's important. But the mission isn't the only thing that's important, you know? Ashley, it's a pity. This is before the time when, everyone carried, 2004. No, I wouldn't expect that people would have really... The status of, like, cell phone cameras was pretty dire. It's pretty bad at the time, so I don't expect you would have had that. So, but if you did, you could have shot me doing that. It would have been very cool. All right, let me just make sure before I pay homage to Her Highness. Just make sure my microphone is working, since I did jostle around a lot there. Okay, I think we're doing fine, Your Highness. Here's the Queen's Grail. Glug, glug, glug. You want a glug? No? Okay, that's fine. Okay, yeah, there we go. Alright, 2 grails down, 1 gate up. That's the way we like to... I can't think of a word that rhymes with up, Ashley. I'm sorry. It's not coming to me right. I'm sure there are plenty of words that rhyme with up. It's just not happening right now, Ashley. A lot of the windows here are already broken, Ashley. Did you notice that? Wait, you don't think that Adam Randall got here before us? It would be an honor to meet the man. Oh, yeah, you stay in there. Yeah, you don't want this to happen. If this happens in your house, you've let it go on way too long. You really do need to call an exterminator by that point. I mean, preferably before it ever got to this point. I mean, come on now. There we go.
Damn it! Ashley! Great. More of them.
Oh, it's our bug friends. Our bug friends are here. It actually would probably be the perfect time for the TMP. Yeah, that actually did really well against him. Alright, unfortunately Ashley has been kidnapped again. And it was done by bugs this time, so I guess Ashley is getting to meet the Novistadors herself. I hope they're everything that Leon made them out to be. Inventory is full. Not that one. Actually, I could... No, that won't get rid of that box. I was thinking if I reloaded the shotgun, would it get rid of that box? I don't think it would. What about the mine? The mine. Where's that thing? There it is. There we go. Now I have enough space for it. So, after destroying that nest, it's dropped many eyes. Oh, including a blue eye, which was the one that I had not gotten so far. I mean, we really should be chasing after Ashley, but, you know, priorities? Come on now. Treasures, right? We got the blue eye, and we can put that in the butterfly lamp. And now the lamp has all the eyes set in the indentations, red, green, and blue. Alright, so we finished that treasure. Something else to sell to the merchant. Something I realized when I was sliding along the floor is that your ammo, which is at your belt, will go beneath the floor. So you can't actually reach down to get more ammo because it's beneath the floor. See, they did not take into consideration the idea... Oh, hold on. The idea that someone might want to John Woo it. How could they have not considered that? I love that cartoonish sound. The ding sound. Oh yeah, usually the way this is supposed to go is you probably would not actually be killing the Novistadors. Rather, you would be frantically running here, pulling the switch. The drawbridge starts to come down, but it's stopped. So then you have to shoot out the chains holding it up. And it's like, it's very tense. But, I mean, we just killed the Novistadors, so we're just doing this at our own pace. To the exterior clock tower. The spiritual successor to the interior clock tower. Hey, yeah, you don't need to say it. So, stranger, I notice Ashley isn't with you this time. She got kidnapped again. Yes. Yes, she did.
Welcome. Got some rare things on sale, stranger. What are you selling?
Well, maybe I have something rare on sale myself, stranger. How about this?
I'll buy it at a high price. Is that all, stranger?
I'll keep the eyes because I don't remember if there's a second butterfly lamp, but there might be.
Thank you.
Yeah, something new under tune-up. What's that about? Firepower.
Is that all, stranger?
Yep, increase the firepower of that red 9.
You.
Increase the firepower of the magnum.
Thank you. Come back anytime.
I will. Some dudes walking on top of there. Oh, he's running. I think I got him. That guy can alert other dudes. Yeah, there's also someone there. They're watchmen. Yeah, he's down. Okay.
I wonder if you can see me, Mr. Kennedy.
If you even scratch her, I'll break your bones.
First, we shall see if you can make it this far. I'll be waiting.
Shit.
Well, we know where she is anyway. She's over there. Problem is that there's a bridge leading to there, but there's no bridge between those. So how do we get there? Leon is going to have to find out. Well, not through here, obviously, because this is boarded up. Better find another way. Oh, and if those watchmen were alive, those catapults would be firing at us right now. But Leon's doing it all stealthy.
Allí están.
We'll leave the rifle, but of course we're taking the magnum ammo. So we are in the clock tower. It is full of gears, as you might expect from a clock tower. But there's also some other things in it that we might want to pay attention to. For example, there's like a bit of wood in the gears right there. Now, once we get to the top of this, we'll find a note that says that they've jammed the gears. So the American agent will be delayed for a little bit. But, I mean, if we already know that, we might as well just look for the gears while we're here. There's one right there. Ritual preparation. Thanks to the efforts of the Novistadors, we have been able to recapture Ashley. We shall prepare for the sacred ritual as quickly as possible, and make Ashley an official member of the Los Illuminados. While we prepare for the ritual, those of you who feel inclined can attend to our American friend. We should be able to hold off our friend for at least a little while by jamming the gears in the clock tower with something. I think if we jam the gears in 3 places, it should give us enough time to prepare everything for the ritual. Now go and entertain our American tourist. So for some reason, it's very important that they go through this official ritual to make Ashley a full-fledged member of Los Illuminados. They're very much into, you know, tradition and ritual here in not Spain. Now, I only have one space open. Not going to be able to do anything with that. To put an egg in there, but I mean, that doesn't actually matter. I have one green herb. Yeah. Oh well. We can just leave it. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine. All right. There's that one wood plank. Well, it's not a plank. It's like a... It's thicker than that. Right, so that's the only thing left. Shoot that out. Alright, now let's go. You might wonder why this is built on a turntable where you can move the bridge like that, instead of just building 2 bridges. You might wonder that, but shut up. He thought he was being all crafty and hiding. Suplex. Oh, he vanished. I can hear dudes around somewhere. Where are those dudes? I see a dude over there. The dude just throwing dynamite. So irresponsible. I think the dynamite guy's down. Now, even though I was behind that guy... Hey. Who did that? Who did it? Even though I was behind that one guy, Leon did deliver a belly-to-belly suplex, not a belly-to-back suplex. Unfortunately, as good as Resident Evil 4 is, it is not a perfect game, because the suplex accuracy is not 100%. Obviously, we all know that Leon should have delivered a variation of suplex where he would be standing from behind, maybe a belly to back, maybe a German suplex, maybe even a tiger or dragon suplex. But certainly not a belly to belly. And I hope someone got fired over that. Here comes some dudes. They're more shield dudes. It's a good thing that Los Illuminados' budget doesn't have anything allocated for guns. Otherwise, Leon would be having a much bigger problem. There's a typewriter. Alright. What do we want to do? Well, I guess we just want to walk forward. Alright, that dude has a rocket launcher, which is a problem. Excuse. No, hold on. Gulp. There we go. have incendiaries out right now. Is that gonna go off? No. Okay. Pardon? 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 Wasn't sure. I threw, as you saw, I threw that over the side. Nope, this. I threw it over the side, and I did not know... Oh, he's still alive. Oh, I died. I was wondering if, when I threw it over the side if that would go off anyway. It did not. It was realistic in that way. Okay. Let's try that again.
Muere. Allí está.
So they don't have budget for regular guns. They do have budgets for rocket launchers, though. Hello, hello. Whoop.
Mátalo.
What? Probably. Should get something else here. Pardon? Pardon? Gulp, gulp, gulp. Nope. I meant to pull out a health item. Oh, he slammed me down. I meant to pull out a health item, and I think I pulled a treasure that I think someone dropped. I pulled out a gold bangle and attempted to eat the bangle.
Mátalo.
No. Gulp, gulp, gulp. Alright, so turns out, when in doubt, just use the mine thrower to blow everyone up. Alright, here's that gold bangle. When you beat the guy in red, he does drop that. Okay. Next to the throne room hall. Which is also one of the more memorable rooms in the game. We got two Garradors back there who can't see me, but they can hear me. But, I mean, the two dudes in front of them, of course, can certainly have no trouble with seeing me. I don't know how much this actually hurts them. Got stuck on something there. Whoop. Yep, I'm in the middle of them. There we go. All right, let's get through there. Hold on. All right, gotta back myself up in here. And let's see. Maybe we'll equip the shotgun. Gulp, gulp, gulp. All right, there we go. And after all that, does not seem like there's anyone in this hallway here to kill us. That was because that room, I believe, was Salazar's last line of defense before we reach his throne room.
Ashley.
Leon!
Mr. Kennedy, don't you know when it's time to throw in the towel?
No! Leon!
Where's the satisfying sound of one's impalement?
Won't fall for this old trick.
How dare you! No more games! Kill him! Kill! Quickly! We shall prepare for the ritual!
Leon, you're alive.
I do like how he says, not falling for this old trick, as though this is something that has happened to Leon more than once before. Hello.
So maybe you have 9 lives, but it doesn't matter now, Mr. Kennedy. I've sent my right hand to dispose of you.
Your right hand comes off?
Say whatever you please. Die, you worm!
Well, Leon has finally gotten under Salazar's skin. Survived this drop onto these spikes, and it seems that there are people who have been here before us. Maybe people who had disagreed with Salazar and his plans. Hold on. No surprise, he's down here as well. The crown. I guess someone tried to steal that crown. Did not go well for them. Yep. Well, let's see what we can do about the inventory being full.
Welcome. Got some rare things on sale. What are you selling?
As far as treasures go, yeah, I did get some velvet blue.
Old stranger.
I did get some spinels. Did get the bangle. Not gonna sell that crown yet.
Thank you.
Let's see, we can tune up. Oh, actually, hold on. He has something, I believe, at this point that I do want. Yeah, the striker.
Old stranger.
So that is the third and final shotgun. We're going to get that. But first, of course, we do have to sell our existing shotgun.
What are you selling?
The Old Faithful that we've been carrying
Old stranger.
throughout the game. We'll say goodbye to that.
Thank you. What are you buying? Is that all, stranger?
Takes up less space, too.
Thank you. What are you selling?
I know, not sell. I wanted to go to tune-up.
Buying.
Tune up this striker.
Is that all, stranger? Thank you.
Anything for the other weapons? Not that. No. No. Okay. So we have a new shotgun. Our final shotgun, we've got the striker. Looks a lot smaller in VR than I would have thought.
Come back anytime.
Okay. So we survived the fall. Did not rescue Ashley yet, of course. But let's go back up. And Salazar did command one of his bodyguards to go kill Leon. And Leon, as he enters the final part of 4-1, has to contend with something that a lot of Resident Evil protagonists have to contend with, a sewer level. Not a long sewer level, but if Leon thought he was getting out of this adventure without having to wade through a sewer, he was wrong about that. Must have been nothing. Of course, this is not the dirtiest sewer Leon has gone through. The Raccoon City sewer in RE2 Remake, much dirtier than this. Must be getting tired. Here's some signs. Warning, contact the local electricity authority to ensure adequate clearances. The Sive is not electrically insulated. Who would the local electricity authority be around here? Like, it seems like Salazar is the only authority. Who would they contact about this? Who is the government body that would that you would contact about such a thing out here in this far-off, mysterious part of Europe? Watch your step. Suida do Paso, wastewater treatment facility. Do not enter. Planta de tratamiento de aguas residuales no entrar. Sewer management. So does Salazar employ a sewer manager? Is the sewer manager also a big monster? It's not responding. The power must be out. Yeah, can't use this elevator as of now. Like, this candle looks pretty recent. Seems like someone lit this a few minutes ago, so maybe that sewer manager is around here somewhere. LN2? It's a liquid nitrogen tank. What's it doing here? What is it doing here? Now, That's not the only one. That's a big tail. Being tail stalked. Nothing in this room except another tank of liquid nitrogen. Nope, inventory is full. We'll have to get that later. And of course, we don't have room for this. There we go. Okay. Oop. Just barely did that. Please turn off the power before opening the door. Collecting tank. Elevator's power is back on, but for some reason that closes that door. Please wait approximately 4 minutes for the elevator to arrive. Another liquid nitrogen tank here. May not open for a while. There he is. He's taken off his robe and he's all business now. He's ready for battle. Oh, he's too tall. I can't get the kiss. Hold on. Gulp, gulp, gulp. He's too tall. How can I kiss this man? He's the forbidden kiss. I've met my match. I have no answer for that. But as far as this fight goes, there is an answer for him. Well, that door's open. If we wait long enough, it does open. And we could try to wait this guy out as the elevator comes in, but we don't need to. Okay, that freezes him, which makes him susceptible to damage. And of course, it is time to deliver the most damage. Well, I gave him the most powerful of kisses. You're not going to get a bigger kiss than that. Rocket launcher just kind of shrinks and disappears. And he left something behind. A crown jewel. Yes, that combines with our crown that we picked up. Let's take a look at this. Markings on the backside of this piece indicate that it was once set in something. Set into this. Yeah, that jewel's in there. Okay, so this dude was the Verdugo, Salazar's right hand, which came off. And I believe he's invincible when he's not frozen. So the way this fight can go, if you don't have the rocket launcher, is you freeze him, you do as much damage as you can, he'll eventually unfreeze, you run down the hallway, you know, it's a frantic chase, you get to other tanks of liquid nitrogen, freeze him again, keep doing damage. There's another tank in there, hopefully eventually to be able to do enough damage that he dies. You get the crown jewel. But, I mean, if you don't have the ammo or the rocket launcher to do it, you could just wait him out, and eventually this elevator would arrive. It's just that if you do it that way, you do not get the crown jewel. But that's it for Salazar's right hand.
It seems that Salazar is having difficulty taming the American pig. Salazar had his chance. Krauser, go get the girl. Oh, and dispose of the swine while you're at it.
Consider it done.
And that's the end of Chapter 4-1. Hit ratio 70%, enemies killed 73, number of times killed 2, both in the same place on that bridge. Okay, so at the end of that, we got to look at a new character we've not seen before, Krauser. What is his deal? Why is he here? We'll find out as we continue on, though Sadler did say that he was telling Krauser to get the girl, but at this point, Salazar has gotten the girl. He's gotten Ashley, and he's going to do his super secret clubhouse ceremony to make her part of the Cool Kids Club, Los Illuminados. But Leon is indeed still alive. But Krauser is, well, he's not going to be on his way. He's going to be waiting for us, as we'll see as we continue on. So that was a lengthy chapter, wasn't it? I don't know how much time has passed, but I feel like that's one of the longer chapters, maybe the longest one we've done so far. There's quite a bit to it. But as in the end, the things that changed is that, or are that, Ashley is kidnapped once again with Salazar. And Leon has fought and killed one of the 2 big robe dudes that Salazar hangs with. So Verdugo is Verdugon. You see, that was the save file. That was what I named it. It's clever. Anyway, next time we're going on to Chapter 4-2, in which Leon just has to keep going. He has to keep going. He has to get Ashley back, and I guess we'll try out that new shotgun that we bought, the Striker, and we'll see how that goes as we continue on in Resident Evil 4 Virtual Reality. I'll see you then.